Hello and welcome to English Podcast for You. I am so happy that you are here today. In this episode, we're going to talk about some of the most powerful ways to improve your English. But instead of giving you many small tips, I will focus on just a few big ideas and explain them in detail. This way, you will not only hear what to do, but also understand why it works and how you can use it in your own life. So, take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin. The power of listening. If I could give you only one piece of advice for learning English, it would be this: listen more. Listening is the key that opens the door to speaking, to understanding, and to feeling natural in English. Think about how babies learn their first language. They do not start with grammar books. They do not begin with long word lists. They spend months, even years, listening to the people around them. Slowly, their brain learns the rhythm, the sound, and the patterns of the language. And then, one day, they speak. For you, as an English learner, the same process works. The more you listen, the more your brain becomes comfortable with English. But here is the important part. Do not just listen once in a while. Make listening part of your daily life. Even 10 minutes a day can make a big difference. You can listen to podcasts like this one, to English songs, or to TV shows with subtitles. You can even listen passively, for example, while you are walking or cooking. When you first start, you may not understand everything, and that is normal. Do not worry about understanding 100%. Focus instead on the rhythm, the tone, and the repeated words. Over time, your brain will begin to recognize the patterns naturally. And when that happens, you will notice that speaking becomes easier too, because your mouth will remember what your ears have heard many times. So my advice is, choose something you enjoy listening to in English and make it a daily habit. Treat listening like food for your language brain. Speaking without fear now. Let us talk about speaking. Many learners know a lot of vocabulary. They know grammar. They can read and write. But when it is time to speak, they freeze. They feel afraid of making mistakes. Maybe they think their accent is not good enough. Maybe they worry that people will laugh. If this is you, let me tell you something important. Making mistakes is not a problem. It is part of the process. Imagine you are learning to play the guitar. On the first day, your sound will not be perfect. You may hit the wrong notes, but every wrong note teaches you how to play the right one next time. The same is true with English. If you never make mistakes, it means you are not trying. The only people who never make mistakes are the ones who never open their mouth. So, how can you start speaking with less fear? One simple way is to talk to yourself. It may sound strange, but it works. When you are cooking, you can say, "I am washing the rice. I am cutting the vegetables." When you are walking outside, you can say, "I see a red car. I see children playing." These simple sentences are practice. They train your brain to think in English. Another method is shadowing. This means you listen to a sentence in English and then repeat it immediately, almost like an echo. For example, if you hear "I am learning English," you say, "I am learning English right after." This helps with pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence. At first, it feels difficult, but with time, it becomes easier. The secret is this: do not wait until you are perfect to start speaking. Start now with simple sentences. Each time you speak, you grow a little bit more confident. Reading to build vocabulary. Another powerful way to improve is reading, but not just any kind of reading. I want you to think about reading as a way to grow your vocabulary naturally. Many learners try to memorize long lists of words, but they forget them quickly. Why? Because the words are not connected to anything real. When you read, you see words in context. That means you see how they are used in sentences, with grammar, with other words, and with meaning. For example, if you only learn the word bright, you might forget it. But if you read the sentence, "The sun is very bright today," you remember not only the word, but also how to use it. You do not need to read long or difficult books. You can read short stories for learners, news written in simple English, or even the subtitles of your favorite show. The key is to read something you enjoy. When you enjoy what you read, your brain pays more attention and you remember more. Here is a simple exercise. Choose one short article or story each week. Read it once without stopping. Then read it again more slowly and notice the new words. Try to guess their meaning from the context. Finally, write down one or two sentences using the new words. This way, you are not just reading, you are practicing, understanding and using English in a natural way. Enjoy the journey. The last point I want to share with you today is about your mindset. Learning English is not just about techniques or methods. It is also about how you feel. If learning English feels like punishment, you will give up. But if you connect English to the things you love, you will continue. Ask yourself, what do I enjoy? Do you enjoy movies? Then watch movies in English. Do you enjoy music? Then listen to English songs and try singing along. Do you enjoy cooking? Then find recipes in English and cook something new. The more you connect English with your passions, the easier it becomes to learn. Also, be patient with yourself. Progress in language is sometimes invisible. You may feel like you are not improving, but then one day you suddenly understand a movie without subtitles, or you have a short conversation with a stranger in English, and you realize how far you have come. Learning English is not a straight road. It has ups and downs, but every step, even the small ones, brings you closer to fluency. So, to summarize today's episode, focus on listening, because it is the foundation of language. Practice speaking without fear, because mistakes are your teachers. Read to build vocabulary in context, because words are easier to remember when they are connected to meaning. And finally, enjoy the journey, because learning should be a joy, not a burden. Thank you for joining me on English Podcast for You. I hope these ideas help you not only to improve your English, but also to feel more motivated and confident. Remember, small steps every day lead to big results. Keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and keep moving forward. You're stronger than you think, and your English will grow if you stay consistent. Until next time, take care, keep learning, and keep speaking English with confidence. Goodbye for now.